Close enough. RC Master. What's going on, guy? What do we got here? Somebody's name I actually can't see because it's like grayed out. It's weird. RC Master's here. Mike GENERAC, what's happening? Make some coffee here. It is COVID and coffee, right? Jo, what's going on, guy? Hopefully you're doing well. Lauren, what's happening?
Make informed decisions instantly, and accelerate their business using the world's #1 CRM. As organizations are working from anywhere and everywhere, it's important to make sure employees can stay in the loop, collaborate in real time, and take action to move their business forward. Whether you're in sales or service, it's important to make sure you always have the latest information. Salesforce Anywhere sends you alerts right to your phone whenever an
There you go. There's your coffee. COVID and coffee, right? There's your coffee.
View all alerts in a single screen, so you can review all changes in one place. And use suggested actions to act on alerts quickly.
Don't forget to watch them
drive
ads.
business forward.
So it's paying the channel, guys.
Salesforce Anywhere is seamless from mobile to desktop.
Oh,
In
whatever.
Lightning, alerts are pushed within existing workflows.
All
and can
right.
spin up collaboration
We
right
are
away.
back on the
So teams can
UDR.
easily share
Get that out of there. All right, so I did end up 3D printing. I just took this off of Thingiverse, but there's already a couple of things that I don't like about this particular design. I'm sure it's great, you know, but so I might actually have to change this because I am going to make a couple of them and send them out to a couple people that have UDRs. So there's a couple people that have UDRs that I know, and they could use these because the Traxxas connectors, we don't need those. So this was 3D printed off of Thingiverse. I do notice a couple of flaws. I do notice a couple of things that I don't particularly care about. I don't know exactly how I'm going to address that other than just changing. I'll throw this into CAD software and I'll change it up and see if it works for me. Number one is the way this connector fits in. It does fit in pretty good, but I think that I could actually get it a little bit tighter there. Maybe that's really not a concern, but when I, make a piece myself and don't go the easy route by 3D printing somebody else's piece, I like to at least try to modify it and see if I can change it and make it better. There are variances in a 3D print anyway. People know that, but I was pretty meticulous with how I made this 3D print, meaning I changed the settings beyond what the settings were for the print, and I made it more of like, I guess, a higher quality print. So instead of it being a lesser infill, this is actually a solid block, which is, obviously the way it should be. You shouldn't infill this anyway. This section right here, I overlooked this part right there, which is where the hole is. I'm thinking about printing them without holes, and then literally the user, whoever's gonna, install this themselves, they can literally drill their own hole where they want it and whatever screw they want. This limits you to only using the size fastener that, whatever, the guy that made this, he made that hole, and I don't think that size set screw or whatever. Not everybody's going to have that. So I figured just, you know, using these screws right here, just use one of these M3 screws would probably work. Or, yeah, is it M3 or M2? I forget, whatever. Yeah, so I may just, you know, basically just turn that into a solid, change up this little section here a little bit, and then basically I want to see how this fits inside the truck. But first what we have to do is we have to take the truck apart. It's very minimal, just got to take the shell off, got to take the X-brace off, take the guys out, and these videos have already been done, but I'm doing it on my UDR, and here we go. In case you haven't seen, yes, I do have Cletus McFarland shirt on. Ruby did go sevens, what, 3 weeks ago or something like that? I don't know. It was actually pretty cool, so I got a couple of shirts. And, yeah, my wife has one, my son has one, and then there's just an extra. So, yeah. So if you haven't followed along with Cletus McFarland, hell yeah, brother. Yeah, Ruby is a pretty quick car, man. And if you're interested in, you know, stuff like that, I suggest you be interested in it. If you like this RC stuff, you may end up liking that stuff as well. This is what it's basically derived from. So, yeah. I don't usually wear red, but when I do, hell yeah, brother. I think that's how I was going to start it. So basically just going to take the shell off of that first. Very, very easy. It's just like a bunch of screws. I can't remember exactly how many. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think there's anything on the front. No, so it's 6 screws per side. You got 2, you got 1 there, 1 there, 1 on the back side, 2 on the rock rail, or whatever you want to call it. You got 1 on the back side right there, totaling 6. Opposite side, 6 on that side as well. I do not remember what size screw it is. Might be a 2, maybe. Have the bits up here? You gotta be kidding me. Oh, here we are. I do have the bits. Right, don't forget to have yourself some coffee there, guy. Let's see if we can not break anything today. I shouldn't have my coffee way over there because I know that'll get launched right off of the table. And that's not what I want. So, is it this one? I think it is this one. Yeah, so it's a 2mm. Ooh, that actually has dirt in it still. From the last time I drove this thing. It's pretty crazy because that was a long time ago. Like I said, there's already a bunch of videos out there. I'm not sure who was who and who did things first, but Kevin Talbot, I know, did a video. I know Exo Cage did a video, and then there's a guy, RC Tanks, or RC Tanks and Trucks or something like that. He's got a long name on his video or on his channel. So this has already been done before, but you know, I've never done it, so. Not that I've never taken off this cover. Definitely have been here before. Nice sand in that one too. This front off. It's always kind of like a pain in the neck. Because you need to pop the bumper off one way, slide it, and then pop it off, and then it's off. Alright. Torches, what's going on? Why the move to the kitchen? Because the countertop's nice and clean. The countertop's easy to work on right now. I got a couple of projects going downstairs that I don't want to disrupt. So if I start filming down there, I'll have to move too many things. Because that's right, dude. There you go, Jo. There you go, because that's where the coffee is. You know it, guy. That was a good one. That was a good explanation, because it's where the coffee is, guy. The only thing is, obviously, the cleanup is worse. And it's helping me kind of clean up, and there's plenty of light and all this other stuff. Robbie's RC, what's going on? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Dutch, good morning. Jeremiah, good morning. South Dakota. You love South Dakota, guy. That's crazy. Good morning from South Dakota. Game changer, what's happening, man? Robbie, thumbs up right there for you, brother. I hope you're, are you still able to race? Because I don't know what's going on wherever you are. I don't know if, you know, things are closed down or what's going on. But over here, they're literally starting to talk about the possibility of just going backwards a little bit, I guess, just as a protection. So I don't know. Is what it is. So I got to get the driver out or this thing. So there's 2 screws here, 1, 2, and something else is holding this in. So 1, 2, and then somewhere something appears to be, oh, okay, and then 3, 4. There's 2 screws hiding way in the back here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I believe that's what takes the cockpit out. I do have to take out, obviously, this little X brace just to gain access to be able to get the drivers out. I don't think I have to take anything else out. I think I should be able to weasel this out of here once this is gone. I don't know if I have to, like, undo, you know, these 2 screws here or something just to make it so that it flops out. I'm really not sure. I don't remember. Been here before, but it's been quite a while. So all these screws appear to be the same exact screw. It is going to be interesting. How am I going to grab those ones? It's kind of funky. Put them through. That way. So those two driver screws, those two driver ones, are really like a pain in the neck to get to. Looks like I've got to take off the spare tires just so I can get the wrench more straight into there. So I'll just take these off. Kind of looks like that's what I'm going to do. You stopped racing, got into crawling. It's better for your health, right? Less stress, maybe. Less stress, I'm assuming. Let's see. Yeah, wow, what a pain. That's kind of a pain to get to those ones. I don't remember that. But there it is. Basically, you just need the room just to get the driver in there. Crawling, I mean, you know what, Robbie, I actually thought about picking crawling back up. Because my EXB Creighton was such a fail, I'm ripping the electronics out of it. I am not happy with Horizon right now. The fact that my differential has not been warranted yet, and I was probably, I'm not going to say I was one of the first, but I was pretty close to being within that, you know, realm of I should have got a diff by now. So I'm gonna take my Creighton and I'm gonna shelf it. I'm done with it. I am not happy with that EXP at all. I don't know. You know, I obviously got the piece of garbage one. So I'm just gonna shelf it. I'm done with it. Strip it of its electronics. I'll leave the servo in there. There's no point in taking the servo out. But the electronics that are in that are actually going to go in my Mojave. So that was an 8S system. I'm not going to put 8S through the Mojave just yet. And is that it? Something. Maybe that is it. Just making sure I don't want to break stuff. Seems like it would be easier if I could just like separate one of the side of the cages there so I'm not wrecking stuff. So I'm just going to unscrew this section of the cage. That was a long one. That way I get a little bit of flexibility maybe. Maybe we'll pull this out of there without wrecking too much of it. There we go. Probably could have just pulled this out. Instead of pulling the whole side, probably could have just pulled this forward. That would have worked too. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that screw back in there. Because I just realized all I literally had to do is just take these two screws out, and I could have just pulled it forward like that, I think. But I'll just get that back in there anyway. So a little X-brace thing is out. The guys are out. Now, let's see what's involved in this. My coffee out of here. Coffee's good. Good stuff. All right. So I am using that mag mat just in case, just so I do have a habit of things flying. So let's see what we got here. See, the funny thing too is like with the kitchen table, I get to walk around 3 sides of the truck. That's another benefit. Or not the kitchen table, but the kitchen counter. So, let's see. How can I do this? So basically what I have to do is I have to access that area right there. That piece. So that thing right there. I'll probably pull the ESC out so I can go ahead and wire in my new connectors, because I am going to switch over to the XT90s. What I haven't decided though, I haven't decided whether if I was just going to go with 1 connector or if I was going to go with 2 connectors. Now I literally only have 2 connectors left. So that's the only drawback that I've got right now. I got to order some more of these connectors. These ones, the XT90s. So just basically need 2 screws down in that bottom right there. Those R and M2. Come on, get in there. Reason why I'm changing this out, I didn't even explain myself. Reason why I'm changing this out is because I could not find my XT90 to TRX connector. So I'm sick of using an adapter anyway on this thing. And I never ever, you know, I don't believe I ever will have a need to have, to use a TRX connector in this thing ever again. So looks like it just like pops out. Yeah. So what would it be like if I just used, could I use the factory thing? Nah, the way it goes is it's different. It's ledges. It has a ledge that goes onto. See, right there. It's got a ledge. So yeah. All right. Well, here's the original part. Here's the original part. Here's the new 3D printed part. So technically, that's what it is right there. Now I can already see a couple of things that I might want to change already. This is definitely a stout piece, but maybe that isn't going to matter. I would like to have that bridge that's right there. See how this has a bridge? I think I might want to just do that bridge. It probably doesn't even matter, but yeah, I don't know. It does almost seem like I probably could have used this. Because if it went in like that, literally it would be this way. Probably just have to like, guess I'd have to Dremel it. I don't want to waste my time with that. So it came out that way, I think. So that means these connectors have to go in something like that. These connectors even fit? See if I can fit this on there without, see if it even fits on there. So, appears as though the 3D print is off. Something's off here, I think. What I'm doing is I'm just lining up those. Almost seems like it's too thick. See what I'm seeing is there's a conflict with that screw right there, that hole. Why does that have extra holes there? What is that for? Yeah, there's a conflict. So what's happening is this forward section is actually coming up against that hole that's right there, or that screw thing. See right? Holy focus. Wow. Come on, don't focus like that. See this one right here? It's actually coming into contact with that one. So what it is the tolerance between this. So literally what I'd have to do is I think just take a razor blade and shave that down maybe a little bit. Because it appears as though so I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see if I can't see if there's something that's stuck in there. No, there's nothing there. I think I'd literally just have to kind of like shave that little piece off. So I'm going to pop the ESC out anyway because I do have to solder new connectors on here. So I'll go ahead and I'll pop that out. I don't know if that's a 1.5 or if that's a 2. Can't even see. Oh, it's a 2. Just disconnect these motor wires. The heck? What the? Oh, there we go. Get the receiver cover off. There's all kinds of sand and grit all in here. This thing's actually pretty clean from the last time I used it. I'm very surprised with how nice and clean this thing is. Should be happy about that one. Is there like a little bit of sand underneath the ESC? That ain't nothing. That's probably where all the sand is coming from every single time I move this thing around. Probably whatever sand was trapped in here. Boy, is going to be any room to get that out? That's a good question. So I think, like I was saying, that section right there, there's like a conflict right there. It's like it's not wide enough. So if I take my razor blade and get in there and maybe cut that little section off, something maybe like that. Jeez. Blocking my own way here. So that might have done it. I think that might have done it. Yeah, that did it. So that's all it was. It was literally just a little minor conflict with that piece right there. All right, so now the screws that were in this should be fine to use in this thing. So what I do have to do is when I put these, obviously when I put these connectors in here, I got to determine or decide how am I gonna handle the fact that that screw hole is massive. So on mine, I'll just leave mine the way it is. Maybe what I should do is drill a hole. I could do two things. I could drill a hole all the way through the connector, which kind of would sound dangerous, because then if I did that, there would always be the possibility of shorting something out. Or I could just drill a hole either on the left or right side, which most likely I'll do it on the thicker side. Right here is I'll drill a hole right next to that and then put a screw, like, you know, put a screw through it that's more of an appropriate size, like one of these things right here. Maybe just put like one of these screws through, you know. If I did drill all the way through, though, man, I wonder. It's probably not smart. It wouldn't really touch the connector, though. I might be okay with that. See what I'm saying? If I just put the screw through, like that, where the hole is, I guess that would work. Something like that. Maybe go in the middle. That's dangerous. But I think I might want to do that, though. Basically, all I need to do is just stop this thing from moving. Because it's moving pretty good in there. See what I'm saying? It's like the 3D print is a little bit too loose for the connector. Maybe I will just... I'll just drill a hole. I'll just drill a hole. I can always make another 3D print. God, I feel like I can't see today. Some nice sunshine in. Tortured. A set, yeah, I know. I don't have a set screw of that size. Well, I mean, I do have a screw of that size, but I don't have a set screw of that size. So I think what I'll do is, like I was saying, I'll just drill through. You know? No harm in that. Boy, still, I just feel like I want to just drill right through that center, though. So I think what I'll do is I'll just use this drill bit. And the other thing too, though, I think I'm only going to install one connector, because I have no intention of running a dual connector on this UDR. So it looks like I may have to just like trim some plastic in there, it seems like, into that section there, because it's not quite fitting just right. So literally all I have to do is just basically just care about that one connector, because if I'm just going to connect it with one anyway, what does it matter? I only ever intend on running this thing on that new battery, and if I got to change it, I can just change it, you know. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to drill right through it right now. See how this goes. Now it's a 3D print, so you do have to be careful. You have to go easy. works. Seems like the drill bit was not big enough. So basically what I wanted the screw to kind of cut its own threads into this piece, and that should, if I go careful enough, but I need a starting point, I think, with this thing. Epoxy, right, but I have nothing right now. I don't have anything. I have no epoxy. It looks like this is going to work. Yep, feels good. Yep, I think that works. I used to have a very, very thin double-sided stick tape, which was awesome. Almost there. And there we go. I think it's through. So I'm just going to go with that. I think that should be fine. Look at that, it even, not funny, it even kind of locked it. There we go. It seems all right. So I right away, I am going to change this 3D print. This will work for me, but I can't send this out to somebody like that. So I am going to do it that way. I'm going to make it so the individual has to go ahead and drill his own hole, install his own screw, and figure it out himself. I'll create the print. I'm going to thicken the print. I'm going to thicken the edges so that they're a little bit stronger. I mean, this is a 3D print, so that's, you know, one of the issues with a 3D print is that you do have the possibility of destroying it. So I am going to just basically thicken the overall thing of it. So, and then maybe, who knows, maybe 2 screws per side will set it in place. Maybe a little drop of, like what James said. I think James said it, a little bit of epoxy, or maybe a little dab of just something. Hot glue, I don't know. But that seems like that'll work. Yeah, I'm just going to go with that. Now, obviously, there has to be some kind of trimming that goes on here, because that's not going in all the way. So it's not settling down. Looks like what it might be is on this side of the connector, from what my eyes are seeing, it looks like basically all I'll have to do, where are you? Where are we here? Where are we? Yeah. It looks as though right here, I think I just have to trim that flat section because there's like a little, there's a shoulder right there. It's part of that structure, but I think if I trim that, I think this will fit mint. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. I think. Yeah. It's literally just that little piece of shoulder right there. I don't think it's hitting anywhere else. Maybe up here. Maybe in that corner too, maybe. But I think everywhere else it's mint. Reason why I'm picking the one that's further away is just for wiring, just so that the wire has more of like a, you know, place to go. So I definitely think that that's gonna work. So I'm gonna trim that right now. I'll probably trim it this way. God, this thing feels so light right now. Never feels this light. So it's a little bit of a trim, which looks like I actually might be better going this way. So I think it's just this edge right here. I think that probably did it. See what I'm saying? It's basically just that little bit of trimming on that flat that's right there. Now that that flat's gone, oh no, the other flat, that flat. I was gonna say, boy, I really cut that nice. All right, let's see if that fits in now. Where's the little adapter thing here? Let's see, can I get my hand in there? Ugh. Literally, that's all it was, I think. It feels like a little bit somewhere else. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to check something real quick. So the little connector thing is right there. Right there. I wonder if there's a conflict with the... So it is touching somewhere else. Because it's not allowing it to settle. So somewhere else in here is a conflict. I'm going to pop this out real quick. And just see. So that piece is in there nice right now. And when I look down, so I think I'll just put that in just for a second. Everything else about this 3D print seems fine. So it seems like there is something hitting somewhere. Yeah, okay, I can see it. So what it is, it's, let's see if I can get it in frame. Where are we? Screws are gonna go all over the floor, I just know it. So what my eyes are seeing is little bit of conflict right there. That's what I believe I'm seeing. What would have been better is for this 3D print to be moved that way. Just a slightest amount of conflict right there. That's all it is. So taking this piece and shoving that in there. It's just literally that front edge, I think. Yeah, it's literally that little tab area right there. So if I take this and just slice it out, I hope. I think I need a better blade than this, because I don't think this is gonna do it. And again, shut your mouth, because I think it just worked. I think it just did it. Might be a little bit of a conflict in that far corner. Nope. I think that's it. Yeah, that was it. All right, so that was it. Just a little bit of conflict. There's still a little bit more. Just a little bit of conflict right there. So if I trim that just a touch more, it's just the slightest amount. Say goodbye to your Traxxas warranty. It's non-existent anyway. Alright. Let's double check it. Yeah, that was it. That's perfect. Look at that. That fits nice now. Check that out. That's a thing of beauty right there. I like that. I'm just gonna do one. I have no intention of putting dual packs in this thing. What was that? So that's done. And this also gives me an idea too of, now that that plug is set in there, give me an idea of exactly where I want that little thing to be, which, can I tighten that now? It looks like it's just stepped down a little bit. So I think that's a go. Looks like it's a go. Now it's just going to be chopping wires. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. I could do another screw going that way. You know, I should. That's what I should do. I should do another screw going that way, just to make sure that connector never goes anywhere. Yep, that's definitely what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna literally screw in that way. I mean, drill in, screw in. I think that screw will be perfect. That's it. Perfect. Perfect enough. So now I won't have to worry about that. Connector will go in nice. Bring it all the way down. Just a touch of set down that way. Screw in one screw this way. One screw this way. That's it. That's tight. That ain't gonna go anywhere. Forget the glue. There you go. It works. Happy about that. Awesome. Very, very awesome. I like that. All right. Now it's time to get this thing out of here. Start doing some soldering. So I am going to just use the one connector. See all the dirt? That's bad. So solder that connector onto this. Say goodbye to the garbage Traxxas warranty that don't mean a damn. Well, at least it doesn't mean a damn for RC Guy Garage, because they don't care. Alright. So I'm not going to solder, obviously, directly onto here. I do have a, this one all on the floor. That would have been bad. I have a piece of hardy backer. So this is hardy backer. It's like a, kind of like a cement board. Fiber infused kind of cement board for tile. And that's what I'm going to use to go ahead and solder my connector on, so that I don't burn the countertop, because that would be bad. That'd be as good as breaking plates like I do. So, breaking plates. That's cool there. I gotta plug another end. Which, where did they go? You know what? That's the wrong connector, but it'll still work. I'll just kind of keep it like that. It's the right connector, but it's the wrong connector. It's right, but wrong. You know what's funny? They got this tag on here, right? Does this tag make any sense to be in this UDR? You can never see this tag anyway. What does this tag even say? Probably gives warnings about something. You can't see it. It's inside the truck. So, am I going to worry about that? I don't think so. Because the ESC was in this way. That plug there, and now I'm going like this. And I think that should be fine. Yeah. So I'm just going to snip that off right there. Piece of garbage Traxxas connectors. You know what? That's probably solder right there that I'm cutting through, I bet. I bet that's solder. Yep. I have to get the better choppers out. Say goodbye to your Traxxas warranty. It's a piece of crap anyway. Now we'll make sure we actually solder the correct ends this time. Should have my other connectors. I'll just do it like this. Elastic band. I wonder if I could just literally just shove it in might try it this way. I haven't done it this way before, but I actually think I might try it. I think what I'm gonna do, I need to get some heat shrink, but I think what I'm gonna do for this particular one, I'm literally just gonna shove the wire in there. I do have, the only reason why is because when you see the way the wires are flaring out like that, I'll put some flux on it. Keep the wires together. I'm going to try it this way. I'm just going to literally just shove the wire right inside the connector like that, kind of. See, I can't tell. There's wires coming out. Let's see if it'll work this way. Might work. It actually might work. So I got to get some heat shrink. I'll be right back. Put a little extra paste in there, just because. So I can't tell. What I don't want is I obviously don't want any wires coming out of that hole. I think. Careful enough. I think the wires keep coming out though. I think it's too thick. Yeah, keep grabbing a couple of wires. Dang. What if disconnect and give it a twist as I put it on? Maybe that'll help. And that actually worked. You've got to be kidding me. Alright. I guess that works. Now I will put a little bit more paste on there and hopefully get the camera in close enough. I don't know if this is going to work because stuff will probably end up being in the way. Maybe if I turn it, put a little bit more paste on there. See if it works. You know what? I can tell it's already not going to work because I need to turn this. So I need to turn this whole thing like this so I can get the gun sideways and then hopefully keep that out of the way. What I don't want is I don't want a cold solder joint. Oh, that's tight. I think that might have worked. I'm going to add just a little bit more. Or a false solder joint, whatever you want to call it. I think that might be the ticket. That might have worked. Hot stuff, I'll tell you that. Ooh. Ooh, hot stuff, man. Yeah, that actually came out pretty good. I'm okay with that. do want to do that twist again. So I don't know why I did that. So I'm going to take this off. Pull the plug. It's nice. I hope I can get that to twist in. Sure you wear gloves? Wear gloves. Now let's see, can I get this to twist in? Go. Nope. Not that time, that's for sure. It's just too flared out at the end. Eyes are so bad. Nope, it's flaring out. Did I get it? No way, I got it, I think. No. A little bit of wire sticking out. Come on. Just get in there. Go to your hole. Come on. I could cheat and just cut a couple of the wires off, which I think I'm just going to do. I'm going to cheat. I'm literally just going to cut these wires off right here. I don't need to waste too much time here. There we go. Now it should fit. Oh, isn't that amazing? Did it fit or did I? I still bunched up some wire. Alright, I'm going to put a little bit more paste in that hole. So that's ready. You know what? I think I need to cut a little bit more of that wire. But I'm just going to leave it just like that. Come on, guy. What are you doing? Stupid. Basically what I need to do is I need to make sure that I don't want that ESC to move, so I'll just back it up with my drill here, like That should be all right. Put a little bit more extra paste on there, just because paste is definitely a friend. It worked the first time. Let's see if it works a second time. Of course, I got this thing. I gotta turn it again. I'm just not thinking here. There we go. I think that should stay. Get it in frame. Move it up a little bit. Something like that. Coffee shakes, baby. That is a cold solder joint, so why are we getting hot here? That's it. I'm gonna inspect it just a little bit closer, but that sure does seem stinking good. Stinking good. Yeah, that's in there. Ooh, hot stuff. What I should have done, should have brought my little blowtorch. You know what I forgot to do? I should have put on my stupid little cover. Because this has those special little covers. Ah. Oh well. I'm so used to not having those covers. Ah, crap. Oh, whatever. Slide that into place. That should still do the job. Slide that in there. Looks very happy. Happy with that. Came out pretty good. Get my little mini torch. I love this thing. This thing is so cool. It usually starts on it lights on the first time, the first shot. That's it. Bam. Done. Happy. Traxxas connector. See you later. You want another? What? To repair? Do I want another one to repair? Nah, these things are pieces of garbage. You know that. It'll still work. You know. What's crazy is when you look at this, it looks like they could have put much bigger caps underneath this little vent thing here. And I'm wondering if that's part of the issue with these things, is that these caps blow. Because when you look in there, there's tons of room to go and throw bigger caps in there. I mean, granted, I'm looking at mega space in between this thing, you know? And I feel like maybe if people just give the ESC, you know, a refresh on caps, who knows? Maybe that's literally what the issue is. We saw that was what the issue was with my BLX, was I pushed it, you know? But it's just for the UDR. I think it should, you know, work fine, you know? I think it'll be all right. That seems like it's cold enough to pop out now. Watch this all come unsoldered. Guy, you don't know what you're doing, guy. So I'm happy with that. I'm definitely happy with that. I think that came out mint. So just a single connector. I guess there really is no need for me to run the dual connector. What's the point? I'm never going to run it with a dual connector. So I'm only going to use a 6S brick. So we get our screws in there. I'll have to make sure I link this video to the individual that I'm sending these 3D print pieces to. So they can, so they know how to put the screws into the connector. Yeah. That's slick. The dual screws, man, that's definitely the way to go. 100%. That thing ain't going nowhere now. Now I'm okay with this 3D print. I just don't like it. It's not, for me, it's not like, I mean, it's good. I shouldn't complain. You know, the individual did the design, which is awesome. You know? So thank you to that person, you know, whoever it was that made this thing. But I feel like I just want to modify mine just a little bit. I want to get rid of those holes. I don't see any point. The individual installing will have to know just to, you know, snip the piece that's, you know, a little off. Not on the print, but it's just in order to get the rigidity of this little piece here, in order to get that rigidity, it did have to be a little bit thicker, I think. So, but then the hole or the screw that is here, there's like another hole, another thing right there that you just have to just slice off just a touch. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this. But this thing right here, man, if you want one of these, I should literally do a review on this thing. This is the Max Mag Torch. The Mag Torch, this thing is mint. This thing literally almost starts almost every single time the first pull. And I like it. It's mint. You know, you just sit it on your desk and or whatever, and there you go. So definitely happy with that. Looks like the UDR is going to be happy now. All right, let's pull this UDR back in here. This thing's awesome. All right, how do I want to do this? Could have it in frame. So maybe like something like that, maybe. All right. Now I just got to basically just drop things in place. It does seem kind of a little funky that there's no like there's no stick tape or like vibration kind of like something on here. Because I feel like if I take some stick tape and throw it on there, at least maybe it'll provide a little bit of like, you know, vibration kind of protection. I think I'm going to do that. Because the ESC was this way, I think. Right? Is it this way or was it this way? Yeah, it was this way because the wire ran like that. Yeah, that seems kind of funky. Why do they do that? There's no protection for this thing. Maybe it doesn't need it. So I'm just going to clean off just the bottom of this ESC. Clean off the wire. Clean off in here. Maybe it doesn't need it. I don't know. I just feel like vibration wise, like it should have some kind of padding. But what do I know? Alright. So I'm just going to do it anyway. I should check something. Now it does sit up. It sits up on it. So even if I do put that on there, is that going to do anything? Maybe a little. Nah, you know what? It actually doesn't do anything. Even if I do put that tape on there, it really won't do anything. Because this edge looks like it rides on yeah, it really doesn't do anything, does it? It's not funny, man. Why did they... It just seems a little funny to me, that's all. Now see, this is the whole process. Like when you do a live, like obviously I do talk to myself when I'm working on anything, especially like if I'm thinking. So you obviously are hearing my like inner thoughts. Maybe if I had a thicker stick tape. Or I could just do a double layer. I think I'm just gonna do it just because. Just because I said I was gonna do it. Just gonna do it anyway. Let that run that track in there. I'll put a secondary layer over it. I don't know, why am I doing this? Just feel like it should be done. Oop, did not mean to do that. Why does it keep doing that? Stay. Oh, come on, what are you doing? This way. Something like that. All right. Now I should put a layer right here. This layer will go, I think the wire is actually like right there on the edge or something. And this layer can go literally right on top of that, like that. Now the fun part will be putting this down without messing up. So I do have a little bit of alcohol. Just going to wipe that down. In this way. Like I said, the fun part will be lining the screws. So that screw and that's it. Let's see. Yep. Awesome. I didn't know that Horizon Hobby spammed people. It's got a spam text from Horizon Hobby. That's nice. So if you message them, just know they're gonna spam you. I feel happy about that. I feel happy about that. That's nice. Not the spam, but I feel happy about that installation. That's yeah, that's mint. Now it's just feeding this wire here. Move that servo out of the way. Slide that over as you're feeding it. Pretty sure that's where that needs to be. Now, it's gonna put on that cap, wherever that cap went, right here. So, this little cap, they do have a lubricant on there, like a grease, to help keep water out. And it definitely, I'd tell you, it definitely worked on this thing because I had this thing submerged. So the waterproofness of what they do definitely works. Or water resistance-ness. Water resistance-ness. Oh, are you about to die, phone? What if I do that? There we go. 35%. That was close. So now, plug this in. Make sure I'm going the right way. Make sure I'm going into the right channel. That's it. I feel good about this. 10 is right there. That seems good. It's funny how these boxes still have the crystal hole. Isn't that nuts? Goes to show you like how long they keep stuff around. That's for where you used to put the crystal in. So when you would change your channels, you could pop out your crystal and stick another crystal in there. That's nuts. All right. Which way was this box? Oh no, you know what? I gotta put that on after. Because that interlocks, it looks like. So this piece comes off first and goes on last. Because there's a little lip that I think, does a little lip go over there? Or maybe it doesn't. Yeah, it kind of does. I think I could have gotten that. I think I could have gotten that on there. It looked like there was like a lip. There is a little raised portion. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. Gave the impression like there was a little lip on it. I never really looked into it. Just kind of looked that way. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. I didn't have to take that off. Could have just stayed right in place. Doesn't even do a thing. But that's probably a possible water entry spot I'm looking at. Maybe. But yeah, this thing was fully submerged. This front diff probably needs some major maintenance. So what I'll end up doing is I'll take this thing out, take it for a blast on 6S, because now I can obviously fit one of those nice Ovonic Air things in there. Go ahead and hook up all the wires here. And I should make sure that I actually have the correct remote. That might help. There we go. So that looks like that's all right, I think. We're all connected. Yeah, that's it. Awesome. Very cool. Now the driver thing, I think I had said that there was the possibility that all I have to do is just take out this side, and then I think I could fit the thing back in. So I didn't do that the last time. So pop maybe that forward and maybe slide it in like that. While this is out, I'm just going to give it a quick wipe down. think. Yeah. That's probably what I should have done the first time. Yeah, that's literally what I should have done the very first time. I think that's it. From Indiana, what's going on, guy? Crazy. Indiana. All right. 2 of those special screws. Probably should power this on to make sure it works, right? Watch it not even work. Alright, so these are those Alvonic air packs that I'm doing reviews on right now. I'm doing a review on these batteries. This is a Alvonic Air 5200 50C pack, 6S. I got a couple of these. I got a couple of 4S packs. I got a couple of 3 and 2S packs as well from Alvonic Air. And I also have a whole ton of Z batteries. So I'm going to be doing a review on the Z batteries as well. So far, granted, I have not run this exact pack yet, but my other Alvonic Air packs, I've had 0 issues with. Now, there is one pack out there that Gus's Custom Creations had an issue with, but I don't have that pack, so I can't speak to that. But he's had issues with his one Alvonic Air, and it might be just the one pack that's an issue, but I'm going to try this. Yes, I know, 50C, it's going in the UDR. But this pack, it's almost as if this pack, fit-wise, was designed for this UDR. This pack fits this thing. When I say like a glove, we're not talking O.J. Simpson's glove. We're talking like Mario Andretti's driving gloves. That's how well this pack fits in the UDR. So that's what I'm going to use in this thing. It almost seems as though I will have to check this thing out just to make sure at some point. But I am going to just throw this pack in here right now. I'll put the cover on. We'll see if this thing even powers up now, seeing that I had my hands on it. You know what? How about if I... Yeah, whatever. Flip it over. This is the only thing that I don't like about this UDR, is the fact that this battery tray is so limiting. But with this pack, look at this, ready? It was stinking made for this UDR. Like, I don't think they could have made a pack fit any more perfect than this. Take that little balance plug, stuff that in there. We'll put this in here. Oh, pop! Got that nice pop noise. Now, let's see if the Let's see if this thing fits on there. That's the most important. So, and bam. That has been the easiest I've ever had a pack fit in this thing. Is that locked all the way? Yeah. And I think it's even locked all the way. I think. Is that locked all the way? Yeah, it is. It's locked. That has been the easiest I've ever had a pack fit in this thing. I think I only ran 4S one time and it was a joke. All the other times I ran this thing on 6S. You can tell I've spread the case apart slightly by jamming the HRB graphene batteries in here. But we did get a little spark noise. So now hopefully I've got the right remote for this thing. That was also guesswork. So there is a very strong possibility that this might not be the remote, because I don't remember. So I'm going to switch this on. I'm just praying this is the right remote. I will lift this thing, put it up like this just in case. And it's not the right one. Alright. Well, it does power on. But this is not the right remote. So there's another remote that I've got here somewhere that obviously this is not it. So I got one more spot to check. Did power on though, it looked good. Alright, it looks like I'm going to have to go in the remote search, because this one was for my X-Max. This one I thought was for the UDR, but now that I see that it's got the Bluetooth module, I'm thinking this must be for the Max, the regular Traxxas Max, the little 4S thing. So, and I'm not going to, this is my wife's, so I'm not going to screw around with it. So I'm just going to finish putting this thing back together. I'm just going to guess that it's fine. I mean, looks like it's fine, sounds like it's fine. It's just obviously not the right remote, which is a bummer. Funny. Wouldn't it be funny if they like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, this ain't turning on. Oh, wait a minute, this might be the right remote. This ain't turning on. Little batteries. So maybe just the batteries are dead. Wouldn't that be great? It's on now. Oh, it is it. Oh, that servo sounds terrible. Okay, well, I guess this is the remote. Holy smokes. All right, awesome. And I've got no throttle, though. That's no good. Is my ESC junk? After I did all of this, is my ESC literally junk? I've got no throttle. Yeah, this thing's tweaking. You know what? I wonder, man. You have got to be kidding me. I got a flashing green light, which, what does that mean? My cap packs are done? Well, my capacitors are done on that thing? Well, that was a complete waste of time. Isn't that stinking awesome? Piece of garbage. Man, when I put this thing away, I thought this thing was running. I don't remember this thing being dead. Did I not plug in? No, I plugged it into the correct one. You know, I'm going to pop that just to double check. But I'm wondering if my ESC is junk. You know, I'm starting to believe it might be. Crap. Well, it was basically a waste of time. As usual. With Traxxas garbage. Pretty sure I'm plugged into the right one. Can't actually see it. I think I was. I'm pretty sure I was. Piece of garbage. All right, let's see. Yeah, I was in the right one. Oh, wait a minute, maybe not. No, I wasn't. All right, I didn't plug it into the right one. Okay. So let's see. If I plug it into the next one, which is channel 2, not channel 1.1. Maybe that's why. Let's see. I got it in the right one now? Alright, I think it's in the right one now. Alright. Please don't be junk. You're like literally my favorite Traxxas stinking thing here. Alright. Fingers? Fingers? You got fingers crossed here? I know I've got my fingers crossed right now. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So I'm actually going to flip this upside down just in case. In case it wants to like try and rip my arms off. Remote is on, but this is the X-Max, so this is the wrong one. This was a 3D printed GoPro mount that I got, but I used it for other mounts. All right. Oh my God, my fingers are crossed here. Remote on. Got the light. Just gonna hit the power. Let's see what happens. Where's the power button? Power button's on the other side. Ready? Okay. That seems good. You got steering. That was definitely my issue. All right, you ready? You got steering. What's your guess? Do we have throttle? Anybody want to guess? Do we have throttle? Power! You know it, guy. I'm scared. I'm scared to pull that trigger, man. I don't want it to not do anything. I'll be so upset if this thing doesn't go. You think it does? Dan, you think it's got power? Dude, it's just literally pulling that trigger. Ready? Oh, yes! But it's sticking. What's it doing? It's on cruise control. What the heck? Why is it on cruise? What the heck was that? So obviously my it's the switch is dirty. Whoa. Yeah, see, I can't have that. The switch is messed up. All right, so cool. It does run. It's just we've got some kind of like issue with the switch. It's on cruise control here. Can't have that. Yeah, it's the switch. It's got cruise control. Can't have that cruise control though. So I think maybe there's something messed up inside of here. So at least it goes. That's all I wanted to know. Yay! See? I guess I can work on RC cars. There's dust everywhere. I just created a massive dust storm. I just put dirt everywhere. There's like a layer of dirt now. All right, so I'm happy. I'm happy now. I just got to figure out why it's got cruise control. Psyched. Having cruise control on this thing is not going to be a good situation. Another shelf queen radiator. Get out of here, guy. Right, another was a shelf queen. Not even a shelf queen though. It was like I don't know, what do you call it? Not a shelf queen. You can call it something else. It's like a another dungeon driver or something like that. Another RC taken out of the dungeon. So there's definitely dirt everywhere. Yeah, this is very exciting. To be honest with you, this is awesome. I'm glad this thing is back together. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about right. 4 screws for the X brace. Got to install this screw here. Trash bag storage rack. Yes! There you go. It's trash bag. Alright. That's not going together like how I would expect it to go. It seems like it's a little off. That's good enough. Because this thing usually goes together like mint. Seems a little funky. So now I'll put in this little X-brace thing here. Four screws. Oh yeah, hey Earl. Guy. Check it out. It's on the back of my shirt here. Can you see that? Is that on there? We got there. Huh? You got right there. Ruby, baby. Ruby in the 7s. Make this a little bit faster. Come on, you know I had to. Right, but this is what I guess what you want to call one of those pinnacle shirts, right? It's one of the ones where Ruby just literally blasted into the 7s. Come on, why isn't this going in? We're doing something wrong here? Always got to be careful putting screws into plastic. Yeah. There we go. I think that's good. Got 2 screws on this back side here. So 2 screws going that way to hold the little driver people in. And I lost that one forever. Another one on this side. Something I noticed about these fins, man. These fins pick up so much sand. Like there's so much sand in these little fin things here. Not that it matters, it's not going to do anything. Alright. So now, put the shell on. Going down. didn't go into anything. Oh, being a dummy. Gotta take out all those screws that I just put in. I did the Mojave install. So instead of fitting the truck like I'm supposed to, I pretended it was a Mojave and I just slapped on the shell without making sure the front bumper was engaged. So the front bumper needs to be like slid on in a funky kind of way. So it's like you go on and you like scissor it on. At least that's the way I found. So it seems like what I think I have found is you go on like that, go all the way, then go all the way just like that. Then things will line up better. So I'm going to go ahead and just toss those screws in now. Almost forgot. I did, but I didn't. Gotta find out where the hole is, which is right there. So I'm going to put these on loose for now, just so I know that I get them in the spot. Alright, I'm good now. Now I can come on the back side here. Make sure my sides are in. Which they're into the little channels. I actually do have these little side guard pieces that I printed up. So these are like little side plates that were supposed to help the body, but because the body was so thin, they still cracked on the back side, so. It looks like we have no extra screws, which is a good thing. So I will put these little side plates on anyway, because it did kind of give it a little bit of rigidity on the edges. It didn't do like how I had thought it was gonna, because the body was so thin anyway. I mean, yeah, the body was way too thin. Almost seems like it would have been better with tape. I should have put some tape on there. Probably would have helped. There we go. UDR is basically back together. Just going to throw on my spare tires. Now I'm going to take this thing for a rip. I don't have the fans in here. I don't have the drive shaft in here. What I had noticed for myself, my drive shaft was getting rusty in the collars. So I said, forget it. No point in destroying perfectly good part that eventually maybe I could use. I got rid of the jack. Didn't need that. That was stupid. And then obviously I got rid of the fans just because when I mount a camera, makes it a lot easier for the camera to be able to see the visual through without having obviously the fans right here blocking the way, or fans right there blocking the way. But yeah, that's it. UDR is like literally back. Look at that thing. That thing is, like what I say, that thing is a thing of beauty there. Look at that thing. That thing is an animal. That should have been the screenshot thing right there. Look at that thing. That thing's mint. All right. So what's probably going to happen is I am going to take this thing. Oh, what happened? Typical stream dump out, I guess. That's what always happens, right? The RC Guy Garage stream dump out. So here I am, I'm trying to end it. And YouTube goes ahead and tries to end it for me. So you don't need to look at me. You want to look at the UDR. So, am I in frame here? I think so. Yeah, there we go. Fix my hair. So the UDR is actually back. We did just a very minor mod. We did the old, we don't need that. So this is obviously the Traxxas connectors. I have no need to run the double yet. I don't really ever see myself running this on 6S because there's a certain amount of, how do I say this without offending people? This vehicle right here does not need to be run on 8S. For me. For other people, yeah. Run it on 5000S if you feel like it. But for me, this thing operates beautifully on 6S. 4S, it's a dog. But 6S, I feel, you know, has enough speed. I actually like being able to see the car move. Especially like if I film it. If I film it, I can dump it down to a 4S. Because what happens is if you're getting onboard filming, record it at 120, you're going to slow it down anyway. And the whole point is to be able to get the action of the car, to get the suspension moving, to get the thing going into a corner and kind of rolling and catching it, to get inside action, to get, you know, hook a GoPro up here to get, you know, like that crossways of where you can see stuff going by. And it's kind of like playing the like editing game when you do like filming for a car, you know, like that, not running it on 5000S. This, and I kind of want to keep this thing nice, you know. I'm sure it's a beast on 8S, whatever, but for my channel, it's already been done. People have already, probably put this on 18S or whatever they put it on, 2 9S packs or 2 9S packs. That'd be 6 3S packs, right? I don't know. Who knows? Or 2 5S packs. How about that? The battery I found, Ovonic AR5200, I think it'll be sufficient. It is only a 50C pack. I am only on 6S, and I don't really intend on beating this. This vehicle is more of a terrain user. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if I want to smash and thrash something, I'll pick one of my other vehicles. Apparently, I can't pick the X-Max. Can't pick the X-Max. At least for my channel, it just doesn't seem to work. So, X-Max doesn't seem to like me. This vehicle actually does. This one. So, RC 3D and Teach. Hello, what's going on with you, guy? How are you doing? True 6S is the best. A compromise. I think that's what you're saying. Compromise. I think that's what I'm reading. 6S is the best compromise, right? Overpowering is all the rage right now. It is. You're right. It is. But the overpowering, it's also it does test everything about the RC. So I get it, but I don't need to test this. It's already an awesome RC, Thousands of other people have already beat the snot out of these things. I just like it. I just like the UDR. What did you use at the bottom of the body where the doors are? It's a 3D printed strip. It's a flexible 3D printed strip. Hindsight, what I would have done. Now, see, I installed this. Sorry, so this is how it worked out. Soon after having this thing, I did a total teardown, just because I wanted to see what made this thing, what made it the UDR. So I did a total teardown. When I did that, I had noticed that the edges where the screws were going in were already fracturing. So I made up these little strips on, CAD software, and I ended up finding out people were already making it. So I just used my design, and I used a very, it's TPU, so it's a different kind of filament. So I used the TPU, but what I should have done was I probably should have gotten a real thin double-sided stick tape, not stick foam. I used to have this double-sided stick tape, and I should have double-sided stick taped that piece that I made right to the body, because if I had done that, the body probably would have survived better. Now I can take aluminum tape and basically create a new, body section, or if I take Gorilla Tape or whatever and create a new body section, but my body was very thin in those areas. So basically all it did was just gave that kind of like a rigidity and helped keep the body stuffed inside those, well, they're kind of like rock sliders. So it kind of kept the body stuffed inside those rock sliders. And it looks good, So, yeah. No, sorry, it's not a TPU. It's not a TPU. It's actually PLA. Sorry. What was I thinking? Yeah, it's PLA. So, but because it's so thin, it's flexible. Whatever. 8S breaks too many things. Right, it can, right. Could you 3D print me a few things? Probably not. You'd probably be better off getting things 3D printed by like a company that does 3D printing, because the 3D printing process takes, like, just to create this piece that I created, that was almost a 3-hour print It was a little under 3 hours. And it's like, to try to like all of a sudden put myself out there to start printing stuff for other people, that really wouldn't work for me, because number one, it's using the machine and not getting, you know, paid to use it, you know. And anything that I 3D print, if I'm ever to give it to somebody or send it to somebody, I have to 100% make sure that that piece is worthy of sending out. I'd never want to charge somebody for something that didn't like survive, if you know what I'm saying. So 3D printing isn't always all that easy. You have to go into like, unless you've got like the design, but you'd probably be better off just going right to a 3D printing, like somebody that's got like 12 or 100 3D printers, and just have them 3D print what you need. It's probably your best route. Probably the turnaround time is probably faster too. My 3D printer is how old now? I think my 3D printer's like 5 years old or 4 years old or something like that. So yeah, anything that I 3D print, like, who knows? My 3D printer could be on its last legs. I wouldn't want to be contracted to 3D print anything for anybody. Wham, bam, go rip. You know it, guy. I still love the UDR Foxy edition. It's one good, right. It is definitely a good, and it's a very good looking and performing RC. Sorry, I like simplicity. Do you have the light kit on the UDR? Does anybody see light? No, I don't have the light kit on there. That's all extra money. Bumpers are overrated. Yeah, bumpers are overrated, guy, right? Didn't put the receiver cover on? What? Yes, I did. I did, right? Yeah, there's no receiver cover here. I wouldn't put it past me. Right, fun times this weekend, right? Absolutely. Yes. Yes, he definitely does need to make sleeveless shirts. All right. So I'm gonna flip this around so I can do that thing, end the stream. So basically, what do? We worked on the Traxxas UDR. We got rid of the Traxxas connectors. Keep forgetting the camera's over there. We got rid of the Traxxas connectors. Used a 3D printed piece. The 3D printed piece works. You just have to do very slight modifications, and I'm actually going to change the 3D printed part so that when I send it out to a couple of people that, you know, I know actually need it or want it, you know, I'll just say, you know, you either know what to do or just here's the video. I'll tell them go to this and throw 2 screws into it. Drill it to where you want it. I'm not going to waste my time putting holes in it. Just drill it to whatever you want. The 2 screws definitely worked out. I didn't have to glue it or anything. I just had to use my razor blade just a little bit on the, you know, for where it's got the little indents right here. Just had to use my razor blade on the body just a little bit. But it's never going to go back to this anyway, so it doesn't even matter. So, yeah. UDR is ready to rip. What I do know now that I know my rear end is all set, so this rear end is all squared away so far, the next thing that I would need to do is crack this thing back open and work on the front differential, check the hub bearings in the front, and whatever this thing has for a center diff. Yeah, so this looks like this whole plate. I think this whole thing comes off. I think from what I'm seeing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Maybe 12 screws need to come out. 13, no. 12. Looks like 12 screws or somewhere around there would need to come off so I can get this bottom section off and then see what's going on inside of there. But I'm happy with how it is now. Enough of this, you know, working on stuff. Now it's literally just time to rip. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode from RC Guy Garage. This was just another COVID and coffee. It's the Traxxas UDR XT90 adapter plate install live. So if you haven't given this stream a thumbs up, we got 33 people in here and 34 thumbs up. I guess that's it. So there's always somebody out there. There's always somebody in here that hasn't given a thumbs up, like Earl. Who else? It's only 34. Is there any others in there? 36. Bam, 2 people. See, I love it. I think it's funny because you do forget, you know, and if you do decide to give, you know, a channel a thumbs up, you know, all it does is it helps the channel out. And I appreciate that, like, immensely. So anyways, I'm literally, I am going to go out. I am going to rip this thing right now. UDR is back, man. Hell yeah, brother. You know, I gotta throw a Firebird on here. So, all right. So, anyways, that's it. That's it. I'm out, or will be out. You should get out too and rip it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this world, man. But yeah, just have a smile on your face. People need help. Help them. You know, don't get taken advantage of, because that happens too. You got to kind of like pick and choose, I guess, sometimes who you want to help. So anyways, I'm out of here. Thank you guys for coming to this live stream, COVID and Coffee. I'm just going to end it right here. And I will see you on the next one. So thanks for coming. We'll see you later.